and I'm going to talk today about the quest to be mentally healthy in the pursuit of success. Because when I saw the topic, I'd actually just come back from Toronto, and I contacted Sid and said, I was there last year for mental health, I'd love to be here as part of it this year, just to tell you guys, I suppose, about what I see as a proactive approach to mental health. So just to give you a bit of a background of me and where I come from. So I'm a mindset development consultant and mentor, and the founder of Spritz Mindset. And Spritz Mindset is an online community who we provide mentorship, education, masterminding for people who are in the pursuit of success in their life. And success is such a broad word, and I don't know if it has as much stigma as mental health, but when I talk about it, often people think I'm talking about money or things like that. But success is really subjective to what it is that you're pursuing. So for people in this room, it might be about a successful startup, okay, for example. And my background, and the reason why this has all come about, is I worked as a palliative care nurse consulting in one of the biggest hospitals here in Melbourne for about 10 years, and I had experienced my own burnout. I'd worked really, really hard, as I suppose everyone's probably can relate to in some way. And I kept thinking if I kept getting different jobs that it would kind of ease this feeling that I was having. It didn't quite work. I got this job that I thought was going to be the answer to it all. And I think hand in hand with that time in my life, what was happening was I was realising that when people were given the news that I suppose no one really wants to receive, that they had these massive regrets. And things that came to mind were things like working too hard. It was one of the things that people said quite instinctively. And also not pursuing the things that were really important to them. And I thought to myself, if I could help people earlier when they're well and they're healthy and maybe younger, pursue and go after the things that they really wanted, but also do it in a way that doesn't kill them, like I had been doing for so long, that would be amazing. So I went looking. I didn't know what I was really looking for, but I couldn't find what I was looking for in Melbourne. And it took me overseas. So I ended up travelling to Canada, where I met this person, Bob Proctor, who some of you may have heard of before, and if you haven't, he's a pretty cool guy. And I found that he was teaching people in Canada and mainly in the States about human potential and success, and how we could actually teach people how to create the mindset for success. And it excited me. I thought, oh wow, this could be the answer. This could be the way of me transforming, first of all, my own life, but also maybe being able to help people in the way that I really wanted to. So I started studying with him. I was getting mentored, I was learning this material, and as cliche as it sounds, my life really changed quite dramatically. I really started to understand what I had gone through when I was burnt out, and why I was in the work hard mode, and how to actually overcome it. And I was quite empowered with this information. I thought, okay, what can I do with it now? So I approached him and said, can I have access to this so I can bring it back to Melbourne and share it with people? So that's kind of the background of where this information has come from. And I think one of the things that we really have, I suppose you guys have probably heard this before, is preparation. Preparation being such a key to success. Now I also find that it's kind of contradictory, because you can get prepared for so long, or you can spend so long preparing that you never actually take action. So I found that it's really preparation in the right way. It's preparing people for what's going to happen. How many people here have a startup or are in startup phase? A few. How many people are thinking about it? A few. And then people that are in established businesses? Great couple. So a lot of startup, in the majority of people are in that startup phase. So I mean, you guys will know what I'm talking about, right? That transition from when you're working to now being in a startup, there's quite a transition, quite a change. And how do we prepare ourselves for that, you know? And when I look back to the time I had been burnt out, it was when I took a massive leap in my career and I was now managing a unit, and I wasn't prepared. I was never prepared for it. So it started triggering thoughts in my mind of thinking about, okay, how can we prepare people? How can we really, get people into that space? And it actually, the idea actually, this whole idea, and I'm going to tell you what I do now in a second, came together from this meetup. So a while ago, Sid will probably know when it was, we had a meetup, a health tech meetup. We went to Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre, and we were being shown around, and they brought us into a room that was a prehab room for people having chemotherapy. And I thought, this is a really neat idea. I thought, first of all, I've never heard of prehab before, but what was it? So these are the words that I pulled out, and this is when I started looking at what it was, right? So prehab is a proactive approach to avoiding pain and injury. it builds strength and stability around your most vulnerable areas, and is to decrease the potential of injury. And I thought, if I could create a prehab for startups, or a prehab for people who are in that transition, maybe this could be the key to creating that smoother, it's never going to be smooth, right, but just a smoother transition. And really focusing around that area of mental health, mindset, and pulling into place the material that had been taught for 55 years on the other side of the world. And that's really what happened. I decided, I got the information, I got upskilled, and I created this, I suppose it's, my tech side is that it's online, okay? It's an online platform. And it's been really fantastic, okay? It's been really successful in a way that people are transitioning much better, and we're just enjoying things a lot more. You know, it's got to that place where people are really learning about themselves. So I just wanted to touch on one thing. We're going okay for time. This was one thing that I learned, and from my personal point of view, and then from the experience I've had with clients, this was something that I thought you guys might get something from today. So when I was burning out, and when I was in that space, and what I've seen when other people have been into startup phase when they haven't been prepared, it was really this kind of, ignorant isn't the right word, but what I mean by ignorant is a lack of knowledge, okay? People just kind of getting into it and not really knowing what to expect. And it was the same for me. I got into this management role, didn't really know what to be doing, and I was ignorant to, first of all, looking after myself, what I could actually do, what I was supposed to be doing for my mind. So what happened, I was consciously quite worried, doubtful, unsure what's going to happen. And over time, because I was so conscious of that, subconsciously I became quite fearful. And I see the same patterns, right? So I'm just explaining from my point of view, but you guys might be able to relate. And then what I found is I had this internal anxiety, okay? I was, going to work feeling like my heart was pumping, and not really knowing, then that's when, for me, burnout was this whirlwind. I got stuck into the work hard, no time for anything else, and that is what I find with a lot of people who are in that startup phase. It consumes them, okay? But what I've found is that if you can get over to the other side, okay, if you can transition over to knowledge and understanding and studying, and studying the right things, so studying things about, what makes people successful, what are the passions that these people have, what are the paradigms that we have from our old lifestyle that we're bringing with us that aren't serving us, and really upskilling people into their potential. And what it created was, consciously I was becoming more confident, understanding myself a bit more. But then I had this kind of subconscious faith and belief and trust, and thinking, this actually could work out, and even, just those thoughts, and really working on that, and realising that, my potential was just as good as everyone else's, and actually believing it rather than someone just telling you. Over time, it really did develop that kind of internal faith and internal belief, to the point where, wellness is such a broad word, but I now know what that feels like. You feel good, you're still in the pursuit, you're still going after what you really want to be doing, but it feels completely different, okay? It's not completely overwhelming. So that was really, I think, like, if you can just think about yourself at the moment and see where you're at, and see where do you kind of resonate with, that I would say knowledge is power, and being proactive and going after things. I'm really passionate about, I was fortunate that I got out of burnout or anxiety when things were really good. I was never had to go on medication, and never had to, I suppose, pursue any sort of medical intervention. And I think a lot of people who are in startup phase, early on, they're at that point. But if they let it go for too long, they can unfortunately dip into things like what Sue was talking about, depression and things that are even worse than that, right? So it's about being proactive and actually going and seeking and looking for solutions, being quite solution focused. So this is the last thing I wanted to say. This is a quote that I really enjoyed, and something that I feel is really relevant to the mental health space. So you never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. And that's my ultimate quest, is that we can get rid of stigma around mental health, and that we can create proactive approaches so that we become empowered and we look after our mental health just as much as we look after our physical health. So that's it. Thanks, guys.